out our reports. Now in the period, we shall visit a couple of cities to see how the Salah is being celebrated. Now, when you think of the military, guns and wars come to mind.
New month of Shawwal.
The important lessons of the Ramadan. Lessons of sacrifice. Sacrifice to the nation. Sacrifice for the benefit of those who are less endowed than we are. And sacrifice within ourselves so that we curtail excesses.
We are to join hands to train our youth, to make them to emulate what is good and live a peaceful life.
The occasion provided a platform to offer special prayers for Nigeria and her leaders. In Abuja, Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji, NTA News.
And the al-Fitr was celebrated in Sokoto with the call on Muslims to sustain the lesson Ramadan fast. Mohammed Nasir has the report.
The avoidable crisis in the country. In Sokoto, Mohammed Nasir, NTA News.
From Yobe comes a report that with over 2 years of sustained normalcy in most parts of the state affected by the day's peaceful Eid prayers attracted large gatherings of Muslim Ummah with significant numbers of returnees. Mustafa Yusuf Musa reports that there was heavy security presence at all Eid prayer grounds.
State witnessed large turnout of worshippers for the 2 rakat prayers. Abdullahi Mustafa reports that Muslims came out early
who witnessed Eid prayers report that the need to continue in the teachings of Prophet even after Ramadan fast was
2 rak'ah prayers.
Allahu Akbar.
During the month, Muslims reflect on the core of their being, on humanity, and acts that further strengthen the bonds of brotherhood. And no act reflects this better than the sharing of food to break the fast, known as iftar. All over the world, food banks take over mosques and designated areas, providing meals for those with the means and others not so endowed. When the 1-month-long period of fasting during Ramadan comes to an end,
Demion Shibaju says the Buhari administration would remain committed to using the vast resources in improving the lives of Nigerians. The acting president, while receiving the Federal Capital Territory Muslim community on Salah Homage, emphasized the need for national unity for the nation's resources to be fully explored. State House correspondent Jido Nifade reports.
Welcoming the FCT Muslim community led by the Minister Bello Muhammad, Senator Philip Aduda and
in the studio, Ustaz Abubakar Muhammad, member of Abuja Ulama. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right. I should begin by saying Eid Mubarak to you.
Yeah, thank you, and to all our brothers and sisters as well.
Very well. Now, the Muslims have just concluded the Ramadan fast.
Now,
yes. Talk us through the significance of this act of worship.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Ramadan that Allah has brought to us is one of the pillars of Islam. Ramadan and Hajj is one of what Allah is using as a unifying force. The significances cannot be overemphasized. One of it is that the issue is that Allah said, As-sawmu yawma tasumun wal-fitr yawma tuftirun. You will begin on the day everybody is fasting, and you will end when everybody is ending. Here, the Prophet ﷺ is emphasizing the discipline, instilling the discipline of following the leadership. There is beyond for you to think that is an ordinary act of worship. It's beyond that. You have to wait. When you see it, you have to tell. And that is what the Prophet has shown. show it, the leadership will tell you what to do. Without the leadership, there is a problem. That is number one. Number two, one of the significances when you go through, then the Prophet ﷺ emphasized the issue
be trained and retrained. I think that there should be some virtues expected.
God has made them so that they will be helpmeet to their various husbands.
The theme of the 2017 Four Square Women International June Rally, Glorious Manifestation, is taken from Isaiah 43, verse 5 to 7.
Now, House on the Rug, Timothy Yusuf. Coca-Cola also introduced an educational trust fund worth 22 million naira for the top 3 teams, as well as 2 million prize monies.
A total of 110,000 teams from over 5,000 secondary schools across the country competed. Progress Comprehensive College, Osun State in black, beat Owerri City College, Imo State in red by a lone goal to emerge national champions.
We thank you very much because you give me more experience in this stage.
Next year, we'll put our effort so that we can play in the finals and win.
The losers' final saw tournament favourite Fosla Academy Abuja in red lose to Government College Katsina in white by a lone goal. Coca-Cola says beyond football, a good education plays a vital role in molding character, expanding their knowledge base and get them ready for the future.
This year, the top 3 teams, each of the players got scholarships. Each of the schools got prizes. In addition to that, each of the regional state schools, the winners of the state championships, they also received leave behinds of pitch refurbishment.
We want to create a platform where soccer talents in Nigeria can actually abound.
Guests commended Coca-Cola for engaging the youths meaningfully.
More students are taking part in sports. That means a better future for our football.
Ambassadors of the brand also speak.
My involvement to make sure that I can see the talents there.
Past on the 17 players were discovered here. It's a win-win for the nation.
To the last forecast for Monday. As we approach the peak of the rainy season over most parts of the country, the frequency of weather activities in the coming days are expected to increase. And for the highlight of our forecast, we expect most parts of the country in the morning to be under cloudy conditions, except for parts of the northeast, which features areas around Yola and Maiduguri, are likely to have some isolated thunderstorms in the morning. We also expect some isolated thunderstorms over the northwestern part of the country, notably areas around Sokoto. In the afternoon, we expect most weather activities to be tilted towards the western part of the country. Areas around Kaduna, Abuja, part of Katsina and Kano, and also the inland areas of the southeast and that of the southwest are expected to feature in the course of the afternoon and the evening hours. That will be all for now. Do join us for more updates.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And that's the news. But as always, for the time being, we will take a short break. Afterwards, Becky will be back on the line. Thank you very much indeed for your company. I'm Joseph Johnson. Bye-bye.
Buzzing.
Buzz it. Buzz it.
Buzzing.
Branch of First Bank of Nigeria Limited and Lotus Capital Financial Services nationwide, or visit www.dmo.gov.ng. The Sukuk.
Offer dates to be announced soon.
DMO, designing bonds to suit all Nigerians.
Nigeria's #1 best private university in Google Scholar ranking, Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, invites applications for admission to the 2017-2018 academic session. Postgraduate and undergraduate programs are available in.
We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. Than that, we sign. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one time keep one for my yard. A cheap building material.
Take this opportunity to commend and congratulate the NTA for all that is doing to promote and push forward the unity of our country, Nigeria.
John Cardinal Onaeka stressing the need for religious tolerance, this time not from within the confines of a church, but from a gathering with no borders, no boundaries. It's the second NTA Interfaith Ramadan Iftar. The friendly banters, interactions, and love that characterized the atmosphere is just what the organizers of the annual event had in mind. An environment where unity, peace, and tranquility will reign to promote peaceful coexistence amongst the diverse ethnic and religious citizens. The Executive Director of Marketing, Abdulhamid Dembos, who represented NTA's Director General, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, puts the event into perspective.
The NTA is very proud of this event. It's an event that brings the true religions together to eat and dine at a time like this, so as to create a room for more understanding and also bring harmony.
John Cardinal Onaeka's message resonated around the central intent of the organizers, Nigeria as an amalgam.
No one can deny that there are things to do, that there are issues that need to be resolved, that there is still some job to do to make Nigeria not just a united nation, but also a happy nation.
It's indeed unique in Zamfara. It is the first time the state governor Abdulaziz Yari performed the Eid prayer in his hometown of Talata Mafara since he assumed office in 2011. It is also the first time the governor hosted orphans from across the state in a grand reception organized to mark the celebration. Over 300 orphans drawn from the 17 emirate councils in the state had a wonderful time with the governor as they interacted and ate variety of foods together. The orphans who had earlier been provided with new clothes for the festive period by the state government enjoyed their time with many other top government functionaries during the occasion as part of effort.
Music before she went to the front line of the battle against Boko Haram insurgents in Maiduguri. When Claire mingled with the soldiers in the battlefront, she got to know that music to them is a sound of something else. We are eager, Claire.
The front line is eerily quiet as soldiers scan the horizon for the foe they have battled for years. All their senses are finely tuned and their ears are cocked, just like their guns, for the sound that usually heralds the arrival of the deadly enemy. The sound of bullets is what the soldiers here refer to as music. It may not be sweet sound, but it is the sound their ears are tuned to.
If it is before, as you are standing here, you hear some music going on. But for now, because of the hard working of the higher authority and the gallant soldiers on the ground, yes, everything is moving fine. And
these are Nigerian soldiers who for 4 years have engaged Boko Haram insurgents at different fronts in the northeast. The many battles have toughened them. Guns are everywhere, and these are not ordinary guns. Wherever you turn, there are chariots and instruments of war.
I was the RSM in Sambisa. I said, sir, we need more equipment. We need laser light, and in which we have laser light. That at night, I can blind Boko Haram without firing him.
Why is the laser light?
This is the laser light.
The grim reality of war dawns on you in the front line, as well as the human costs of war. It is not just about the territories they lost and regained. It is also about the friends they have lost, limbs lost, and lives hanging in the balance. At the military hospital Maiduguri, we find some of the human costs of the war. Wounded soldiers in pain and agony, but receiving treatment.
Because of the attack, IEDs were thrown, mortars were fired, and the fragments pierced into my legs, and I was rushed down to the hospital.
From broken neck to amputated legs, the injuries are a reminder of their role in the patriotic defense of the territorial integrity of their country. At the front line, they remain defiant and unbowed.
Alleged nepotism, pressure from the government troops, and other thing made him to quit Boko Haram and submit to government troops.
Shawarar da nake ba su kawai su fita su dawo, wancan ba addini bane. Dan addinin Allah ba a bambanci a cikinsa. Ba wani wannan yari daban a so wannan aki wannan ba a yin shi, domin ni a kaina an yi mini na gani, an yi ma wasu kuma na gani, wannan ba adalci bane.
Like Awal, Abubakar was another top-ranking Boko Haram stalwart. He denounced the group and handed himself over to the authority. Unlike Awal, Abubakar was never at the battlefield.
Will surely inspire more members to turn a new leaf. Now, we all know that there are millions of internally displaced persons scattered across Nigeria presently. Almost all of them are victims of insurgency. Taking care of this number of people is a Herculean task for government. Thankfully, there are philanthropic Nigerians who always lend a hand. One of such is a man who runs an intervention organization. Abdullahi Mohammed in Kaduna tells us that his organization has put smiles on the faces of internally displaced persons in 2 camps. Let's see how.
It took months for the foundation to convince these displaced Nigerians that they will deem each promise they made when they first approached the camps with pledges to help. That explains why the camp was agog, as the trucks carrying more than 40 tons of grains, clothes and shoes worth millions of naira drove in. Each family in the Shabu and Shenge camps in Nasarawa State took turns to receive bags of rice, maize, sorghum, clothes and shoes based on their number. Even the youngest from each family receives a bag of rice, maize or sorghum. It didn't end there. The foundation also selected some youths from the 2
Congratulations, girl. Here is chocolate for you. Chocolate.
With 100% quality.
Turned with good news to the people of the area. Anthony Forson heard what it is and spilled it to us.
Oba Solomon Olubenga Oloyede, who showered encomium on the federal government and its welfare programs, saying the cash transfers, job creation, even the last recruitment into the Nigerian police, his people are beneficiaries. A testimony that the federal government has kept to its promise.
I really commend the effort of the federal government and most especially promotion of tourism. On security, again, I commend the federal government for this very issue, especially in Borno and some.
To a tourist haven.
There are
Several tourist attractions in Abuja, but this report is highlighting two popular ones for now. The National Children's Park and Zoo, with a spectacular view, is situated on 18.7 hectares of land, with the Aso Rock towering over it. There is a charm about this park, breathtaking view and serenity that creates a soothing environment for relaxation.
I like this park because it's so green, especially this time when Ramadan is over, and also it has a good landscaping.
Commissioned in 2001, it is divided into two sections of animals and children's recreational side. The interesting thing is that you can commune with nature in whatever form you want in this park, and as you can see, I'm sitting on this tortoise that has been here for more than 10 years. It's quite interesting, you know. Designed to boost the tourism potentials of the FCT, this park attracts not less than 5,000 visitors during festive period and 1,000 on normal days, and children being on the high side. From the Children's Park and Zoo to another interesting site, the Jabi Lake, a man-made lake situated between Jabi and the Kado districts. It is about
road. Our tourist destinations are right here. When officials of the Federal Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization
out of the 6 million cases missing in the whole world, our second reason for coming to Chevron is to say, let us collaborate.
So much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of
tank. Hold on, please. Let me calm down.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you've rubbed off your meter.
Oh, Oga.
The media in recent times have also been awash with stories of sexual abuse across the country. In spite of campaigns by individuals and organizations, the trend has persisted.
1 in 4 of these young children confirmed that they had either experienced or they knew of someone that had experienced a violent sexual encounter. 1 in 3 of them named a family member's father as a perpetrator. 1 in 8 girls.
Referral centers like this has made it impossible for survivors to get the required medical, physical and psychosocial supports needed.
We offer immediate medical care for young girls and women that come through. We also offer the necessary testing that's needed such at a time like this. We do a forensic medical examination and we work closely with the law enforcement. And therefore, the reports that are generated can be used by the judiciary.
The campaign is in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force and other stakeholders.
The girl. Investigation revealed that the girl left the center in the night without the knowledge of the management of the orphanage. The girl was said to have trekked like this little girl trekking about 5 kilometers from the orphanage to Maitumbi area and reunited with her father, an indication that she has decided to continue staying with her biological father, who raised her when she was abandoned by the mother when she was 6 months old. The action of the girl was also said to have moved the father who took legal action against the mother. But the father, who spoke briefly in Hausa via telephone interview, said,
"They are like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and others."